G'day guys, how you doing? It's the Kiwi and I'm back with another video. Freaking awesome day out here. Things are actually starting to get back to normal down here, even though the government is apparently, this Monday, apparently we're moving back to level 2, you know, so long as we follow the government's guidelines and we're really good little children. But pretty much New Zealanders are like, F it, we're just getting busy and we're going to get going with our lives. Right now we're meant to be in level 3 and I just took a wander out on a trail that I do. And yeah, place was packed. Myself personally, I actually didn't stop working. I worked all the way through. I carried on my life exactly how I've always carried on my life. I went in and I worked every day because I could, even though I wasn't essential. I work in an environment where I'm around nobody, absolutely nobody, and so there was no different for me in any way, shape or form. I found a supermarket where there's no queues. Yeah, life just carried on absolutely 100% normally, outside of not being able to go to my favorite little cafe and chill out and have a flat white coffee and some goodies every once in a while. But outside of that, yeah, my life carried on absolutely perfectly. And I'm going to tell you why, because if any of you watched the last video, I explained what's going on with all this craziness and everything like that. I'm going to do a video today exactly about how these individuals are trying to control the narrative, how they're trying to manipulate. And dive into that video first, and then let's transfer just how certain individuals, and not just these individuals, not just these guys, not just these fellas, but some of the people that these fellas coerce with. Now, just so you know, okay, to become the top of the top amongst just this group here, it's an invite-only club. Remember George Garland many years ago said, it's a big club and you're not invited? George Carlin was telling you something. He was telling you something very, very, very prophetic and very profound. However, he just wasn't willing to put his Wabel's Rancheros all the way out there. I am. There's going to be very few people out there talking about what I'm going to be talking about over these next number of videos in regards to how these guys and some of these other individuals actually operate. So for us to really get a good handle on this situation, first and foremost, we need to understand that we are pure consciousness. We are pure energy. This has been proven at the level of quantum physics. Quantum science has proven this over and over and over again, that everything around us is a field of energy. Now, if you know how to manipulate and control that energy, you can literally create the world in the image that you want it created in. And because each and every single human being on this planet is a co-creator. Okay? So first and foremost, we've got you. This is you. Right in the middle here. Just a little ball of energy, right? And you're your own little star. You're letting off a little bit of energy, right? So, your energy, I'm energy, each and individual human being's energy. Well, what makes this whole world around us, what we see today, is what they call the combined human consciousness. Everything, and when I mean everything, I mean everything is consciousness. Everything that we see out there today is created via the consciousness of every human being interacting with each other. Billions and billions and billions of people are creating the world that we see before us today. And I'll explain that when I do a video about when I died and crossed over. I'll explain some more about this in far greater depth. So what we have is we have you or me, and then around us is the combined human consciousness. And there's billions and 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 billions of human beings. And this consciousness is giving off its energy. Right? This whole human combined consciousness is giving off its energy. Alright? Now, if you want to control the narrative, if you want to control things how you want them to be controlled, you have to control this combined human consciousness. If you can control this combined human consciousness, you can control the world. Look at what's just happened with COVID-19, just in these last couple of months. Look at how a specific group of people have completely and utterly controlled the actual narrative over the past number of weeks. So how did they do that? Well, they utilized fear first and foremost. And they utilized fear through their media networks. And their media networks promoted false data and false information that's sent everybody heading for the frickin' hills. So, but it was only in certain countries. It's not a global phenomenon, okay? So, if you want to control this combined human consciousness to bring about situations that you want to bring about for your own means, like, I don't know, look at how they've brought about wars over the last few hundred years. You know, look at the whole war on terror. You know, that was pretty much started with a group of planes flying into some buildings in New York. Everybody got angry, everybody got fearful, everybody got all pissed off, and people went off to foreign countries and killed people that they didn't even know, that they didn't even have a beef with. They had a preconceived beef. So how do they get control of this narrative? How do they get control of this? Well, let's look at the media. First, through the media, they can get control of your thoughts. Okay? They get control of your thoughts. And once they get control of your thoughts, then they get control of your emotions. Guess what happens once they get control of your thoughts and your emotions? What happens next? What can they control once they've got your thoughts and your emotions? They can control your actions. And once they control your actions, your emotions, and your thoughts, times, let's say, 3 billion people, they can get control of that. And once they've got control of this, they can get you to do a bunch of shit that you really wouldn't think about doing. Like I said, you go off to wars and kill people that you don't even know. You'll bomb innocent civilians that you won't even know. You'll sit in your home for weeks and weeks and weeks on end thinking that you're doing the world a favor. But here's the interesting thing about this whole situation. This is the combined human consciousness. Now let's divide it into sections. And this is where the crazies, just the beginning of where this craziness is coming from. You've got This invite-only club at the upper degree, 33 degree. These guys, it's an invite-only club. You're not invited, as George Carlin would say. So you've got these guys, we'll call them the M's for the Masons. Now, they control a specific organisation in England called the Crown. Now, the Crown put two groups of people in power in the Middle East. One political group, the Zionists, the Z's. The chunk of dirt that they got was given to them by these guys. Then you've got the Wahhabis. Have no problem saying that because the Wahhabis right now aren't a protected race of people. These guys are protected. Can you believe that? They are protected. Straight up. You can't make this shit up. These guys and these guys, you know who the Wahhabis are? The Wahhabis are the Saudi royal family.